hold on, real quick. Listen, this is the Gray Area Podcast.
Let's
Let's go.
go.
Back again like we never left. It's MOD, Guru Dane. This is the
Hello.
Gray Area. Every Sunday we have a special guest, and this Sunday is no different. Very special guest today, Eric the Red.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on, everybody?
How's your weekend going, man?
Good, my brother, you know what I mean? Like the weather was a little crazy this weekend, so I pretty much like stood in, man, 'cause it's a little crazy out there, man. It's a little too brick out there, man. Had
Nah,
to
I
stay
hear you.
indoors for the weekend.
Shit was definitely a frosty weekend. Fucking, snow and just frigid weather. We was in the studio yesterday, and it was so cold outside because you can't smoke in the studio we go to. So every time we
Oh,
went to go smoke, we had to go outside. And yo, it was freezing out there, man.
no, no, yeah, man. It's real out there right now, you know what I mean? We actually just rocked, like me and my peoples, we actually just rocked two shows. We actually just had a show on Thursday. Yeah, the show on Thursday was up in Harlem, and then we had like another show on Friday down in Brooklyn. So, you know what I mean? But like both nights, like you said, man, it was so frigid outside, it was so brick. So, you know what I mean? Yesterday and today, I'm like, like I need a little break for that cold. So I just sit at the crib, man. But yeah, man, like both shows were amazing, you know what I mean?
That's excellent. So, yo, for the people who don't know, for any of our listeners who don't know, just introduce yourself real quick. Let them know who you are, where they can find you.
We're most definitely, man. I go by Eric the Red, also known as Eric the Red 13. And you know what I mean, representing my crew, Seven Tribes, representing Jersey, Jersey City, Union City, Hudson County, all that. Yeah, man, you know what I mean? Just out here, making some hip hop music, you know what I mean, representing the underground, representing Jersey hip hop, and you know what I mean, it's just having like an amazing year, just like thriving in his music, you know what I mean? Been been doing some amazing things, just like meeting some amazing people and just getting some amazing opportunities, like even this podcast right here, you know what I mean? So I definitely feel blessed for, all the blessings coming my way for sure.
Nah, I appreciate you, man. And so for those who don't know, I met Eric and I met Action over the summer through Davino at one of the Envious Style shows. And when I seen you guys perform, man, yeah, I was like, yo, these guys got something special. You know what I'm saying? From the bars to the beats to the way you guys interact. But yeah, we're gonna get to that. But yeah, bro, man, we appreciate you, bro. Thank you for stopping by, taking the time out. Um, yeah, I see you guys working, man. I see you guys working. So yeah, let me know a little bit more about, where you're from specifically in New Jersey, and then a little bit about the hip hop culture that you grew up in around there. Like, what were your influences around there?
Word, man, definitely. I definitely grew up. I was born in Jersey City, I mean, but I pretty much grew up, in like Jersey City, like Union City, just back, just like bouncing back and forth. Union City is pretty much like the next town over, from Jersey City, but like it's not really as popular. But I mean, so when people say where you from, I just say Jersey City because everybody knows Jersey City. Like
No, I get
like it's
that.
definitely like a lot of like hip hop, like from Jersey City. Like Joe Budden and actually, like a lot of people don't know this, man, but it's like one of our heroes from Jersey City is actually Ransom,
I knew it.
but
I knew it.
and it's crazy because I could say I can honestly say that Ransom is was a huge influence on me and my like rhyme style, because I was listening to Ransom. Actually, I was listening to Ransom and Hitchcock because Ransom used to be in a duo called the A Team. And I was listening to the mixtapes like this is like 2003, 2004. This is like 20 years ago. But what I mean, they dropped these mixtapes called Hard Hood Classics, and that was the first time in my life I ever heard of Ransom. And even 20 years ago, because I'm like 35 now, so I'm listening to this dude when I'm like 15, I'm like 14, 15, and just blown away by this his style and everything. I'm like, yo, this dude is too ill. But like he was like, if you listen to like a lot of my a lot of my verses and shit, like, like throughout my career, like you could definitely hear the influence from Ransom. But I'm just happy that, I see him like finally thriving, man, because I'm like, yo, this dude, man, he been putting in work for so many years, and I feel like he's finally getting his just due, like over the last couple of years, especially like in the underground scene, and I'm happy to see him. But yeah, man, you know what I mean? I pretty much grew up on those guys, and like a lot of people, you know what I mean? A lot of people aren't really like privy to like the rich hip hop history from Jersey, because Jersey has a
Right,
lot of rich hip hop history, like,
for sure.
from like Queen Latifah to like the Fugees, Lauryn Hill, like to like Redman, you know what I mean? So
Nah, yeah, for sure. It's crazy that you mentioned Ransom because first of all, I'm right there with you. I remember when him and Joe Buttons was going at it, and I was buying each of those mixtapes and just listening to the responses, and that was really a time. That was a time in the game when it was like, yo, man, not only did was skill the most important thing, but it's like you couldn't miss a step. If it seemed like if somebody said something about somebody, they was responding on wax. You was getting a mixtape maybe 2 weeks max, and you was getting a CD with a song on it. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, it was just a different age.
like, you know what I think it is too, man. I just think it was like a different time, man, because I feel like these days, you know what I mean, like especially like amongst rappers and hip hop artists, like, because now you got like the impact of social media, which absolutely changed everything when it comes to that. Because, you know what I mean, like that was a time where it wasn't on social media, it wasn't on Instagram or nothing. So, like I feel like rappers nowadays, they kind of like when they respond and shit like that to each other, I mean, they do it over Twitter, over X,
Right,
whatever you want to call it, or they
right.
want to do it on Instagram, on like, Instagram stories and shit, like little subliminals. I'm like, yo, man, back then
That's real talk.
we didn't have none of that, man. Back then, it's like if you were trying to get at somebody, like you said, bro, like you would do that shit on wax.
Nah, for real, and it's like
You
it's
know
almost
what?
become instant.
No, man, to your point, it's like social media, like, so the rules of engagement is different, right? Like back in the day, there's no social media. It's like, I'm gonna come talk to you. You had to really be the person you said you
Facts.
were, right? You had to be that person, or otherwise, it's like there's no other medium to express who you quote unquote are. Right now, it's with social media. I could use this as a tool to represent who I am, but that representation isn't always
Yeah,
facts.
exactly. Yeah.
Nah, for sure. For sure. So yeah, I want to talk about your grind, bro, because you guys have been really on a tear. Let me like explain to me and for any artists who are trying to put their steps together. You know what I'm saying? Put their steps together and really be organized about moving forward to the next level. What is your mind frame when you step into, organizing things and looking towards the future when you're planning your stuff, your movements?
That's definitely like a great question. It's like it's crazy because like I actually took like when it comes to like like writing and recording music, right? I actually took like a 4 or 5 year hiatus. Like I actually like around 2018. I like it was like a heavy time where like I was going through some shit and
Right.
going through like mad depression and all that, and like I try to convince myself that that the music shit wasn't going anywhere. And I'm like, yo, man, fuck this rap shit. It ain't really doing nothing for me. So I try to convince myself that, I should like hang it up and shit like that. But then I was realizing that, it's like my depression and all that, like it was getting worse, like 2019, 2020, it's like I wasn't creating and shit. But then,
Right.
like when I got back into the music, like around 2022, 2023, you know what I mean? I just like it was just like a switch, man. It was just like, yo, they're like it was crazy because it was like, like it's the thing that was making me depressed in the first place was not being able to create, and not being able to express,
Hmm.
but you know, but uh but yeah, so like it's like getting back into it after 4 or 5 years, like to answer your question, I definitely like I have like a different approach, when it comes to like 5 years ago. You know what I mean? Like,
For sure. It's a different game.
no, yeah, for sure, man. Like if there's one thing that I can't stress enough is that I definitely had to like learn to like adapt. You know what I mean? Because like it's crazy. Like when it comes to hip hop, I feel like time moves like so fast in hip hop. Like in the
Right.
hip hop. the hip hop like realm or universe, culture, whatever you want to call it. Like, it's like it's almost like 3 years in hip hop is like equivalent to like 1 year in real time. But
For sure.
so yeah, it's like it's like getting back to it. I had to like adapt to just to everything. Like even the way niggas was rhyming, even the way they was like marketing their music. Like I'm seeing a lot of I'm like noticing like artists are doing like mad merch and doing bundles and doing like cassettes and vinyls, because yeah, because like it's like before I stopped doing rap, like nobody was really doing that. Like it was like a different
Right.
time back then, like nobody was really like moving like how they're moving now. But honestly, like I fell in love with it. Like I fell in love with everything, and I was real eager and adamant on just like learning about everything. Like even when it comes to like listening parties, like that wasn't a thing at all back then. You know what I mean? So
Nah, for real.
it just yeah, like even things like that. But like I've been having so much fun just like adapting and just like learning like how these new cats are moving and like how they're grinding out here, just like yeah.
It's almost like, not to cut you off, it's almost like, I can speak to what you're saying too, because there's a difference. We talk about it all the time about the Renaissance, you know what I'm saying? Um there's a difference from 5 years ago. There is. The game is totally different than it was 5 years ago, because there's been a resurgence of an old sound, you know what I'm saying? Of an old new sound, right? So it's like, for guys like me and you, I could totally, yeah, man, it's like, you we come to the table already being skilled MCs, but we come from a micro generation, because it's really micro generations these days. We come from a micro generation where it's like, we didn't, number one, we weren't aware, and number two, we didn't have all the tools that are accessible now to really put it in the hands of the artist. You know what I'm saying? You can go from A to Z with an artist these days, and I can attest to what you're talking about. Nah, for real.
I was like trying to make it, like quote unquote make it in rap, and I was just and it's like in that process, like it's like I kind of stopped having fun, you know what I mean? But it's like my new approach now, like even everything I'm doing now with like with action figure, how you mentioned, like how I approach it now, I'm just having fun, you know what I mean? Like I told myself, yo, like the minute that I stop having fun with this shit is the minute that I stop doing it, you know what I mean? Because I just make sure that it's I just make sure that we always having fun, like it's like the most important thing, because if you're not having fun, then you kind
Right.
of like then it feels like work and shit, you know what I mean?
Nah, for sure. It's the small things in life, man. And it's like, if you can turn a small thing, something that starts small, to a bigger thing in your life, you know what I'm saying? And it become fulfilling, and then, God willing, it bring monetary success as well. I think, yeah, man, for sure.
Man,
I agree with you.
all these blessings and opportunities is crazy because they're just kind of like organically coming, you know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
so that's kind of been, like if you want to talk about, or like a strategy or a blueprint, that would be my blueprint. It's just, we just, it's like I feel like we're like literally just like, what I mean, keeping our heads down and not bothering nobody and just making like amazing music, that we love
And
making, and
letting the work speak for itself.
yeah, you know what I mean?
Right.
Exactly, bro. Like, bro, if there's one thing that I can say about myself, bro, like I've never been like a spam artist. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not taking anything away from those artists that do be like me spamming like, yo, check my shit out on the inbox. Because I respect the grind. But me personally, like it's crazy, man, because all this music and everything we put out, man. I never inbox nobody to yo, man, check my shit out. Like I never try to like ask for no favors. Everything is just like it's so organic, you know what I mean? Everything is just happening. We just like niggas is just like making music and just like staying out the way and just keeping the head low and all these blessings are just coming.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And I'm not gonna lie, some of y'all done got some check out this Mugs on Drugs video inbox from me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm
Oh no,
not gonna lie. You feel me? But
nah,
that's
bro, you
only,
gotta cry. I
you know
get
what
it,
I'm
I
saying?
get
You gotta
it.
get out, you gotta get out, you get it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get out, you get it.
For
You feel
sure,
me?
for sure. You know what
But
I
nah,
mean?
I hear you though. I hear you though, because
Everybody,
there are dudes. you know what the thing about it is? This is the thing about it with me. It's like I'm not gonna send nobody nothing that I know ain't hot, right? Now you got some niggas out there, you got some people out there. Don't you know you sending me stuff that's just not it's not that. It's not fire. You know what I'm saying? When it's lukewarm, it don't deserve to be in the inbox. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Right. If it ain't John Blaze, you just can't get jiggy with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Real
Nah,
talk.
no, word over there. No,
But
see,
yeah,
you know what I mean? That you gotta know your product, man. That's important, man.
for sure. And you know your product and know your consumer. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me about Seven Tribes. Let me know what's going on with that. I'm interested in that.
Word, man. So Seven Tribes, you know what I mean? That's like a it was like a hip hop collective. It's it's funny because it's like when we just started with it was with me, you know, my brother Kibo Hiti, you know what I mean? Shouts to Key. Um Me, him, you know, like and it's like a few all like my other peoples and shit. But this was like around like 2012. And when we started Seven Tribes, it actually like like initially it was gonna be just like a clothing brand, you know what I mean? Because my man Key, like at the time, like he learned he learned how to like screen print shirts.
That's
So
dope.
like he, you know, he bought like yeah, like he had like the whole setup in his crib. Like he had like the whole like screen printing machine and everything. And you know, and like he came up with the logo and everything and the whole design and everything. So like initially it was gonna be, like just just gear and shit, just clothing. But then but it's like shortly after that, we started like incorporating, like hip hop into whatever too, so seven, so like initially it was five of us, and then we grew into like seven of us, you know what I mean? But
Right.
but pretty much like a like a hip hop collective, from from Jersey, from Hudson County, that we like we started that like around 2012. We put out like a couple of albums. We used to rock, shows like Man shows, and we just created like a a crazy buzz, like on the Jersey hip hop scene at the time, but then like around 2017, 2018, we were kind of like winding down a little bit, because as I mentioned earlier, like like even I started making music for like for a couple of years too. But then
Right.
when I got back into the music shit over the past year, I linked up with my brother Key again, because even me and him, like, we haven't even like spoke for like for a minute. But me and Key, we started talking again. We was like, bro, like, yo, we should like talk to the brothers, and we should try to, like, what I mean, see what we could do, try to, what I mean, like, gather the troops and shit like that. So, you know, we were, we were able to get the homies back to, like, back together, and when we actually ended up working on an album, this probably like last year. So we actually worked on a new Seven Tribes album, and it's like we
Fire.
haven't done an album in like 6 years, but so we pretty much have an album like in the tuck that we haven't even like released yet. But you know what I mean? So we got, like, it's like me and Key, what I mean, we always gonna have Seven Tribes, we always gonna represent Seven Tribes, but me and my brother, like me and my brother Kibo Hiti, like us two in particular, we kind of just like branched off and kind of just like, and kind of just, we met like a few brothers, like my brother Face, action figure,
Right.
my other bro like Wolverine, we kind of like linked up with them, and with them, and we kind of started making music with them over the past year. So we kind of just been, just like thriving and just making, making mad noise, but but at the end of the day, I mean, Seven Tribes is pretty much where it all started.
Nah, I hear that. So can you speak on like what it's like to be in a collective and the dynamic of like the meeting of the minds and where there's like not so much creative control but where can you talk about the give and take when it comes to creating in a collective dynamic?
Yeah, certainly. Like I would say, like, I mean, obviously, like obviously it's been happening like since the beginning of time, right? Between like collectives, you see, like sometimes you see members like bump heads, or there's, that it happened with Wu Tang,
Nah,
it
for
happened
sure.
with Dipset, with countless groups throughout history. But what I mean. But at the end of the day, like the way for it to like really like truly work, like everyone has to like really want the same thing,
Right.
like, you know what I mean?
A common
And
goal.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like it's like we may have like different personalities, we may have like different approaches, and different I don't know, like even different like values, morals, all that, but at the end of the day, as long as like niggas have the common goal, and we're like on the same, on the same mind frame when it comes to like, reaching there, then what I mean, that's, like it'll work, what I mean? But at the end of the day, like at the end of the day, like, like Seven Tribes, like we were a group, but we always made sure to just keep that, like, to always be, like like I guess kind of like the master of our own kingdom, like, each of us, what I mean,
Right.
to kind of like express yourself and kind of do your own thing at the end of the day, because that's important, what I mean, like even though like niggas being like collectives or groups, like it's definitely important that you always want to like, it's like work on your own shit, like you always want to, what I mean, keep, like keep your sword sharp, and you always want to be creative, like on your own, what I mean, you
Individuality.
can't.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, yeah. It's like you never want to put like all your eggs in a basket when it comes to, representing a group or a collective,
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
any type of like conglomerate or anything. Like you always wanna just have like your shit, like separate as well.
That's some of the best advice we got on the show. Yeah, man. I'm a firm believer in that too. Like, me and Guru, we're Revenge of the Truants, so we're a duo, but we're also two different acts. We're also two solo acts. And, we have solo projects and we've done solo shows and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think, yeah, it's important for there to be a connection, but also defined lines. I want to talk about your body of work, and we can go from newest to your first, and then your most influential. That we're just talking about your albums, your EPs, your bodies of work. So, what is the newest piece of work that people should be looking out for?
Right now, I'm actually working on a joint project right now with my brother Action Figure. You know
Fire.
what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like it's a little, like it's kind of like inspired off of like Big Pun and Fat Joe. You
Mmm.
know what I mean? Like when they was doing the twins thing and shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, so we're kind of just taking like inspiration of, like of Dumb Brothers and shit, so we're kind of
Right.
working like on a twins project, you know what I mean? But,
That's gonna be
yeah,
fire.
an Action Figure, you know what I mean? Like he's mainly a producer as his thing, but
His son
be getting
got
busy like
bars. Yo,
yeah.
shout out. First off, shout out Action Figure. Son got bars. I've been in the building twice when he's been rapping, and Son got bars. I got video. Actually, matter of fact, I got video. So say less. Say less. I got video on the phone. Nah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yo,
bro.
and it's crazy because it's like when I first like like when I first met bro, I met Action Figure like literally like 1 year ago, like January of 2023 type shit. And like and it's like when I first met bro, like yo, he wasn't even at the time, he wasn't even rapping yet. Like I never heard his voice, like I never like heard him like no like spit no bars. I only heard his beats and shit. That's it. But
Right.
yeah, like he just picked up the mic and just grabbed the pen, and yeah, like he's been going crazy.
He only been rapping for a year. He's a natural, cause he be barring out real shit.
Yeah. But on this project, he's pretty much like on MC mode, so we got, like we were able to, what I mean, like gather around some, what I mean, crazy, what I mean, crazy beats from like amazing producers, so
Right.
we're in the middle of like putting that together right now,
That's
the,
dope,
I
bro.
mean, new Twins project, and we actually got blessed. We actually got blessed with a cover for that by the homie Craig Dyer,
Oh, let's
you
go.
know, from all the way, like all the way out in Europe, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
He's
Nah, he's been on a tear
he's
lately too with his artwork. He's been on one for
bro,
real.
he's been like he's been in his bag too, and like he's done cover art for like West Side Gun, and like like
Lot
a
of
lot of these
important
dudes.
people in the underground and in the scene. A lot of important people for sure.
No facts, yeah, yeah, facts. So he just, like he actually blesses like with the cover for that project. So so like definitely be on the lookout for that,
That's fire.
but yeah, but yeah, like besides that, like within this past year that I got back into music, I just I was able to put out, like only one album so far, only one project. Like I don't know if you got the chance to check it out, but it's called Diamond Cutter. But it's pretty much it was a project I dropped last year that was like the name was inspired off Diamond Dallas Page. He was like a legendary wrestler from the 90s, but so like that was like his finishing move, Diamond Cutter. So like it's what I named the project, and it's kind of like
Fire.
it's like a what I mean? Because I'm a huge like fucking wrestling fan, and obviously action figure, he's a wrestling fan too, so
I was
that's
going to ask you
yeah.
guys about that.
So what I mean, that was that was kind of like a tape, that was actually it was actually like my first tape, like that I dropped after my 5 year hiatus, so I was kind of like like my ode to wrestling and just what I mean, like me showing love to to wrestling and shit, but
Right.
yeah, but like besides that project, what I mean, like, I just been work, I just got like I just putting it out, just like a bunch of singles, I got a couple features on a few other albums, but yeah, just right now, just been working on that Twins.
Right.
I actually have, I have like a secret, it's like a big surprise coming out,
Nah, yeah,
I want to
listen,
say
listen,
anything, I
listen.
want to say
It's something special. It's something special.
anything.
Just know it's
You know
something
what I mean?
special.
I don't want to say what it is. Maybe, I'm not sure when this podcast gonna drop, or maybe when it drops, it'll be out by then. But
Right, right.
I definitely got a big surprise for the people. I have a huge surprise for the people. I don't want to say what it is. I actually been holding it for like a little minute, but
Nah,
when the
listen,
stars
hold it down.
align,
Hold it
yeah,
down. Hold it
yeah,
down. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Hold it down. It's
yeah, yeah.
2024
So,
and we holding them blessings down. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Listen, real talk, bro.
word up, word
You
up.
gotta I'm a firm believer in holding it close to the chest until it's ready, until the timing is right. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that. I understand that 100%. Talk to me more about the wrestling influence and the common thread that it seems like everybody in Seven Tribes, or so I'm not sure if Action is in Seven Tribes with you, but it seems like everybody that you're making music with now is all into wrestling. So just explain to me your influence from wrestling and like the dynamic with the group.
It's crazy, yeah, because what I mean, I met like when I first met, like when I first met Action Figure, what I mean, and I found him on Instagram. That was one of the, is one of the, like the things I noticed, like the aesthetic on his IG. I'm like, oh yeah, like he's like a wrestling fan, you know what I mean? So and me, I was always a huge wrestling fan, since like the early mid '90s, as far back as I can remember. But like when I noticed that, like Action Figure was also into wrestling, like along with the fact that his beats were crazy too. Like, what
Right,
I mean, like I tapped in with homie and shit, and right off rip, what I mean, we just like connected off the wrestling shit and off the hip hop, and what I mean. So we pretty much had like a lot of the same taste. Crazy, cause he's the one that met Wolverine. Wolverine, what I mean, is my other brother right there. You know what I mean? Like
shout
he's
out
also part
Wolverine.
of yeah, man. Shouts to Wolverine, man. That's my I call him my little Dominican cousin right there. That's my primo right there. But but yeah, he representing Queens and shit. But he like him and Action Figure. I mean, they met first, and it's crazy because Wolverine ended up also being a huge wrestling fan. You know what I mean? So him and Action Figure. I mean, they connected off the wrestling shit, and then. So then, he introduced me to Wolverine. So we just all got like, we just all like clicked off the wrestling shit and off the off the love of hip hop too, just like off the love of like the fucking underground hip hop culture and all that.
Right, off the strength. Now you guys been really have you got your foot on the gas when it comes to visuals. Um can you just give me an idea of like how when you before you go to shoot the music video, like what is your vision? How do you bring what you see in your head to fruition on
That's a great question. Yeah, yeah, for sure. We we pretty much like like when it comes to it's like shooting like music videos and visuals. We pretty much that like as in like we all kind of like want to like refrain from like from doing the like typical like hip hop, rap video, you know what I mean?
Right,
Where it's just
right,
like it's funny because like I was just talking like the other day, like it was like a video playing and it was like a music video playing and in the music video, it's like niggas you see like dudes like I don't know, they was like in the kitchen like fucking cooking up dope and there was like on the project hallway and all this shit, this and the third. And my man and my man that I was watching the video with, he was like he was feeling the song, but he was like, "Yo, man," he's like, "Yo, like," he's like, "You don't get tired of just seeing that shit." Like he's like, "You don't get tired of seeing that shit all the time, just like the same, like the same aesthetic and shit, the same, like
for sure.
rappers
Same
looking
old
hard in front of
shit.
rappers just looking hard in front of a camera and this and the third." So it's like, you know what I mean? So we kind of like to like think out the box a little bit, and just get creative. You know what I mean? Like and honestly, like the last video that we shot, it's this joint called Men or Mice. It was produced by my brother Oseface. Shouts to Oseface. You know what I mean? He represented New York too, but he produced that joint and it's I mean I can honestly say it's probably like the most like unique music video that I've ever been part of that and it was all this nigga action figures idea. It was his vision. He was like, yo, like what if we do like a secret underground illegal fucking wrestling action figure gambling den type of shit, like a
Right.
secret. And I'm like, yo, that
And
sounds
it's
crazy. Like,
OD cinematic though. Like, okay,
right, right.
so yeah, I gotta go check the video out. For people who have seen the video, it's OD cinematic. And that's why I ask, because it seems like every visual that you're putting forward has an idea behind it, a strong idea behind it. And it's one thing to have a strong idea for the video, right? It's another thing to be able to convey that with the camera and get the shots that you want exactly. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, now you guys are really doing this. So yeah, my fault. I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off, brother. Continue.
nah, man, you good, brother. No, no, I was gonna shout out to the director. Shouts to I mean, shouts to my man Lito. You know what I mean? Like he's like his like video work is amazing. You know what I mean? And
Right.
he's really like so like I'll give him too like a lot of credit when it comes to like when it comes to like like all the new visuals that we've been shooting. You know what I mean? Because because like it's like what it is too is like like I feel like it's like I feel like as an artist, you know what I mean, like if you want to create something like like really really special and like how you said if you want to like execute it the right way. I feel like there should be like some sort of like rapport between you and the shooter and
For
the director,
sure.
you know what I mean, some sort of like like connection or vibe or like have a conversation, you know what I mean, get to know each other a little bit, as opposed to just like yo I want this, that, and the third, boom, okay, I'm gonna pay you, boom, that's it, you know what I mean. But
Right,
you know
right.
what I mean, so we were able to like build and develop like a really dope like relationship, you know what I mean, with our director, with our shooter, you know what I mean. And I think that's why, that's like a major part why, like, like we're able to create these visuals, because we, it's kind of just like understanding each other, you know what I mean?
Nah, for sure. And you know what? It's rare to have a link like that with somebody who's in that field, because listen, um rap videos are a dime a dozen, and you got a lot of guys who shoot rap videos, and you got a lot of guys who charge an arm and a leg to just shoot you standing in one background. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, listen, we around the same age, bro. So I know you went through the same shit I went through when it comes to getting overbooked for shows, paying for fucking shitty music videos. Like, I already know that's the road you gotta walk if you really want it. If you wanted this and you was doing this 10 years ago, those are the steps you had to take. It's different now. You know what I'm saying? But those are the steps you had to take. But I say that to say, it really speaks to having somebody who, like you said, sees the vision and wants to convey the same vision that you do. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope. And it shows. It absolutely shows. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Got you, bro. But yeah, you sent me some music, so we're gonna get into some music. All right, so here we go. This is the gray area. This track right here is OTDS and Eric the Red 13. Pick the Locks, produced by Oceface. Let's go.
Yo, what the fuck, yo? Digital Sense, 13. What up, O's? Yeah, check. Check. Yeah. Crash landed in a Plymouth Rock. Like motherfuck these fish and docks, lick a shot. Put up your cannons and whiskey lick a shot. Niggas is pirates, they finna split your tie. Ain't no violent, don't stir the kitchen pot. Yeah. Shorty had a twist the knot. Laser beam rappers be ducking, I call that dipping dives. Ain't about action, you rather sit and watch. My dogs be hungry, waiting for shit to pop. Spotted them niggas just like some chicken pox. Been the block, so they was flocking up in the chicken spot. I heard they hit him with a chicken box. 2-piece cereal scratched off, now that bitch get high. Baby, we just getting high. 6 o'clock, getting it early, we getting different guap. Invested in business and now we flipping stocks. Yeah, clean money, never missed a spot. Leaving them broke, that's how you kill a eye. Let it turn cold just like some big and pie. But we all know it was the prison cops. Both of them brothers, yo, they still missed a lot. Yeah. Man, y'all really missed a lot. Shit still weighing heavy just like a cinder block. M. Night Shyamalan, niggas missed the plot. Like they all cowards just like your sister's pops. Hang them widows like they some Christmas socks. Listen, I heard they was talking like they was Mrs. Potts. Me, I'm minding my business while sitting in the drive. Speed racer when he whipped the mob. Had a recline, shut out the wicked sky. I just can't find the time like it's a missing watch. Me and O snuck through the bag and fucking picked the locks. Yeah. Sir,
Nigga
yes,
said
sir.
M. Night Shyamalan, niggas missed the plot. You heard? Yo, come on, bro.
Yo,
Yeah.
yo, it's funny. Like it's funny because like I think, like I remember, like I had just watched like a fucking M Night Shyamalan movie too, like a couple of days before I wrote that. It was I don't know if you saw that movie. I think it was called Old or something. It was like on a beach.
Yo, that movie's wild though, bro.
Yeah. I
That
was like,
movie
yo,
wild.
I was one of them niggas that completely missed the plot at first. Like I had to spin the block on it and watch it. Like, oh, okay, now I get it. Now I get it.
I hear you. And you know what the funny thing is? It's like, yo, like I said, we similar in age. So you remember when he was first coming out with these movies that was like, what the fuck? Sixth Sense is crazy. Fucking what's the one with Bruce Willis? Unbreakable is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Remember those ones? Right, that one's a good one. That one's a good one. But yeah, bro, that was fire. That was fire, my G. Give me a little more background on that song right there.
No, yeah, word up. You know what I mean? So that record right there is like that record right there. It kind of it kind of represents. You know what I mean? It kind of represents like a celebration because it's kind of like the first. It's the first time that me and my bro Os we officially worked together on that joint. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Cause you know what I mean? Cause you know, like I've been, but it's crazy because it's like prior to that, like I already been knowing O's for maybe like a year and a half, you know, or something like
right.
that. But like so it's like it was one of those things that you know what I mean? Like you would you would think that, you know, like we would have been already working like a lot sooner, you know, like you know, him being a producer, you know, me being an MC, but it was one of those things that is like, you know, like me and him is like we never wanted to force, you know, it's like we never wanted to force it. Like we kind of just like waited for the right time, you know what I mean? Because you know, like he was doing his thing and I was doing my thing too. So like even though we're kind of like in the same camp in the same collective, like we you know we were kind of each doing our thing. So you know, like so that record picked the locks. You know, he finally hit me like, bro, you know, like I think it's time. You know, let's do that
Right.
joint. So yeah, man, you know, and it came out dope. You know, like I was real happy with it.
That's fire. Now that has some visuals behind it as well.
Thank you, brother.
All right. So you sent me a couple more. For time's sake, we just gonna run a couple, and then we'll get into some more questions, and then we'll wrap it up with another track. What is the next track that you want to hear?
Let's see. Let me see. We could. You know what I mean? We could get into that chaos theory, man. Chaos theory, you know what I mean? Like I'll say this, you know what I mean? That's a joint, you know what I mean? We shot this crazy, crazy, crazy music video for it like last summer.
Mm,
But unfortunately, man, like we were never able to get the fucking joint back from dude. He was on some bullshit. So you know what I mean?
damn.
So unfortunately, you know what I mean, I wasn't able to like properly drop the single, you know what I mean, Chaos Theory, but
Right.
you know what I mean? But it's cool, you know what I mean? Because we could let the people hear it, you know what I mean? But this joint is featuring
So
my.
this is kind of an exclusive then. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a
I
light
mean,
little
yeah, like it's a
exclusive
little
for
bit
the
of an
show.
exclusive, you know what I mean? Yeah, like, I had
Ah,
like a whole like rollout and everything for it, but you know what I mean? It's cool. What I mean, we might still get it, you know what I mean, sometime in the future, but we'll see. But you know what I mean, this joint is featuring my two brothers from Seven Tribes, my bro Key, who I mentioned earlier, and then my other bro P Flipper, you know what I mean? We're, Seven Tribes originals, but you know what I mean, P Flipper, you know what I mean, shouts to P Flipper, you know what I mean, that's my man, like he's another one that, what I mean, like he kind of like he hasn't really been that active, but I've been encouraging my bro to, I mean, to like fucking get back on his pen game, because he's, like he's incredible too, man. So
right. All right, let's do it, man. We got Eric the Red 13, Chaos Theory. This is the gray area. Now you heard it. You heard it first. This is a light little exclusive, and we appreciate you for that. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah, check, 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 check. Yo, only cause niggas be making abstract rap, that don't mean it sound good, you heard? Sound good, you heard? Sound good, you heard? Sound good, you heard? What the fuck? Never try shit.
Yo, sit back and I see the sands falling through the hourglass.
See, my nigga?
We don't got a lot of time on this earth, so I take my time with every line when I spit a verse. Let the rhyme catch a vibe and cut deep when I'm trying to hit a nerve. Spin around and bitch a whole entire mind in reverse. Yo, check. Ever since fucking hospital birth, been determined to break the cycle. Now we getting up out of this curse. Generational trauma buried deep inside and it hurts. Rest in peace to Abuela, I know you flying high with the birds. Yo, you can't kill me, I just went through surviving the worst. The important thing is never forgetting or denying your worth. Just a couple of thoughts while I'm lighting this earth. Trying to learn why these rappers all lie in their verse. Spitting nothing but just moderate words. And grabbing an MC by the throat, drag his body, let it slide to the dirt. Sing about me like you dying of thirst. All these niggas wanna ride the wave, but I ain't really trying to surf. My old thing used to keep a little knife in the skirt. A new one probably keep a little nine in the purse. The tank will start firing first. Yo, chill, man. Yo, word, sure to be bugging, yo. Shit,
I just want
I
something
love
new,
it, though.
something new. Wanna feel something new, wanna feel something new. Like, I just need something new, something new. I just want something new.
Check,
I just need
yo,
something new.
this for
Like,
the real life livers who know the code of honor. This for the people that struggle, shit, we were born survivors. Yo, we stronger together, say how they gon' stop us. You know the moves are proper, we stay sharp and rise up, yo.
check,
They don't be moving proper, yo.
check,
They don't be moving proper, yo.
check.
Check it, yo, what?
Shit, check it out,
Yo, check. They think they nice, but ain't got the steez. Honestly, you shouldn't hit the stage if it's after me. Yo, for 16s, I should charge a fee. But I don't feel too many artists if it's not my team. Check. Yo, you know the tribe regime. Since 2012, shit, I've been focused on refining things. I read the room, make my moves, then hop in the V. Not everybody that you meet gon' tell it how it be. Check. You gotta watch these people close, that's why I move discreet. When I'm around, I make it hard to breathe. They scared to death, got something up my sleeve. But I circumvent, it's gonna take a lot more to earn my respect. Yo, shit, and that's word of pep. Yo,
I just want something new, something new. Wanna feel something new, wanna feel something new. Like, I just need something new, something new. I just want something new, I just need something new. Yo, I just want something new, something new. Wanna feel something new, wanna feel something, feel something.
I'm
lot on my plate, I've been stressing. My latest investment, take an 8 ball and then stretch it. My plug is connected. Old and messy 13 from Texas, he ruthless and reckless. But me, I'm just calm and collected. He called me a blessing. This motherfucker's always arrested. He called, I accepted. Told me he be home in a second. I told him no question. Then proceeded propose a suggestion.
Hit me out.
Motherfucker, don't call me for this shit. I ain't lonely, my seven still out here going ballistic. My fofo make sure all y'all still ain't tipping. They say a man carrying a gun, I only ever need one. My lady packing in her Chanel, don't let her deceive ya. She had an attitude, the dick set her straight. Now her love for me infinite, like a figure 8. Told her she's skating on thin ice. Gon' whip a plate, twist an eighth. Now we in sync, no Timberlake. We caught a body last dinner date. Megalodon turn a Hudson into Camp Crystal Lake. Yeah. And that's not a rant. Beam out the window, feel like John Morant. Dial it back.
You good?
I was like drama in '06, remixing on the block. Had them fiends like Uzi Vert. I just wanna ride. Yeah, but I just wanna quiet. Shorty roll it up and we can smoke it in the drop.
Motherfucking Don.
Niggas is really rapping, bro. I'll say that shit right now. Niggas is really rapping, bro. And I'll say this right now. The reason why y'all gonna win is because every one of you is unique. It's not the oversaturated murder rap. It's grown man rap. And you guys are saying something that is relatable and is tangible. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was fire, nigga. That was fire, nigga. I'm like, whew. Niggas is rapping, bro.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate that, bro. That's love. Thank you, man.
That was a banger, bro. That nigga said, he said, any man packing a gun is only ever going to need one. Like, come on, bro. Let that really. So you, some of y'all really got to sit with that. Like, that was crazy. Nah, for sure. Banger, 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 banger. All right, man. So let's talk about the first project you ever made. The first time you was like, all right, well, I got these raps. I need to find these beats and find a place to record, or I'm recording in my closet.
All right, so funny story, right? So my first project that I've ever dropped is actually it was in 2015, and it was called Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, and like it was my first ever like it was my first ever solo project. You know what I mean? Because like I already, like we already had like music out with Seven Tribes, but that was my first time ever doing like my first solo joint. But so it's pretty funny because like yo, I'll never forget this, right? Like I was gonna put it out on a Friday. I forgot the date, but it was on a Friday, and it was in 2015. So then I remember like I was like the whole week leading up to it, I was promoting it. I had like a whole like rollout and everything, blah blah. Yo, dropping this Friday, right? So on that same day that it dropped, I remember Drake. He dropped a surprise album. He dropped If You're Reading This Is Too Late
Oh
on that
man.
same day, on that same morning. So I remember so then it was funny because I remember joking about it, like, damn, Drake, like, yo, it's like why you stepping on my release, dog? Like, the fuck, man?
Crazy. It's over after that.
I was like,
Especially
yo,
back then, it was over after that.
yeah, I was like, damn, Drake, like, yo, like what you had to, yo, he pretty much did like what Jay-Z be doing to Nas and shit, like,
Which is crazy. Which is crazy. Nah, which is crazy. How we go through all of this shit? Niggas declare that Nas won. Then you go and sign him. You say, all right, yeah, come over here. I'm gonna sign you. Now every time you drop, I'm right there. What is we doing? What is we doing?
felt like and shit, with the boy and shit. Nah, but I was just, nah, but it's funny because like I flipped it around at the time into like, and I flipped it into like marketing and shit. So I was like, yo, I mean, Drake's cool and all, but check out my shit, you know what I mean? But
Facts. Put a spin on it
but
for real though.
yeah, for real. But it was you know, but it was dope though, you know what I mean? Like at the time, like I don't even think like independent artists were still able to get their shit on on like streaming yet at that time, you know what I mean, on Spotify and at the time like they didn't even have like Apple Music yet. Like I think
Right.
it was still iTunes and Spotify, but yeah, like it was really hard for like independent artists to get the music on there.
Mm-hmm.
So I put it out on that Piff, shouts to that Piff because that Piff held it down for
Wow.
a long time before like before DistroKid even existed and all that shit. We had our music out on that Piff. We had our music out on damn this other platform too. On fucking SoundCloud and shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I mean. I dropped that mixtape on that Piff, and and yeah, you know what I mean. I was like it was a dope experience. You know what I mean. Like I mentioned earlier, because I was doing I was doing music with Seven Tribes. So. It's like doing music with them. I kind of had to like you kind of gotta like meet them halfway. So,
Right.
like me, like branching off and doing this, I was able to show more like individuality in my music.
For
I
sure.
was
And
able to
carve
talk
your
about
own
things
lane.
that, yeah, I was able to like, I was able to like, like to like touch on subjects and touch on things that I wouldn't like really talk about, like with the group.
Right. Things that are more personal to you and more sentimental to you. I get that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, like 1,000%. You know what I mean? So and it definitely creates a space like for you to create more, more like introspective music, where you could talk
Mm.
about, just talk about family, talk about, it's like whatever's going on, like more personal shit. Whereas if you on a record with like five, six other killers, six other like fucking MC assassins, like you don't really want to get introspective. You want to just you want to cut
Right.
everybody's head off. You want to go
Right.
crazy.
Competition mode at that point.
Exactly. Like it's a different vibe, a different energy. You know what I mean? So when like when I did my first solo joint, like it was different. I was able to just be more introspective. With the music and everything. Word up.
Right. Take me through the process nowadays of you writing a project. So let's just say you're sitting down or you're watching something. You've been influenced by something, right? What is the next step in, the foundation or the infancy stage of any project that you would work on and you would start today? Like what are the steps for you?
Like one thing that I noticed, like with my last tape, Diamond Cutter, Diamond Cutter, I guess will be like my second project that I've ever dropped after Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, back in 2015, and then Diamond Cutter last year. But in the process of Diamond Cutter, and also in the process of this new, secret project that I can't talk about yet, right? I've noticed that what I mean, I didn't really plan for either one. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
for each project, it's one of those things that it kind of just came together like on its own. You know what I mean? Like I never really like what I mean like set out like to do an album, but it's one of those things that you kind of just keep like working on music, and then it's like next thing you realize you got a couple joints that what I mean, like the song really good together, and that so. But I was gonna say, oh yeah, I was gonna mention, right, that like when it comes to like creating a project, an album, when it comes to me personally, right, I like the way that I curate an album. I curate it off the production,
Mm.
like first before anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, cause like to me, like I'm one of those, what I mean, like as an like like I've never produced a beat in my life, but I always I always respected like I always respected the beat first, like before anything, like even before the rhymes, because to me
For
it's the
sure.
first thing that you hear. You know what I mean? I've always been like a beat first and then rhymes later kind of guy, like what I mean, kind of artist. But like I always think the beat is the most important thing. So it's like, so like and even when even when the album is done, and I'm like curating it, and I'm putting it like in the track order. Like I don't, I focus more like on the beat. Like it's like how the beat would sound. It's crazy because this, like on my new project, I pretty much already knew. Like I pretty much already had my track listing in order before I even put like rhymes. You know what I mean? It's like before I
I
even wrote
get you.
rhymes yet.
I get you.
You know what I mean?
So
Because it's
right, right,
like,
right.
yeah, like I pretty much already, like I heard. So let's say like I had these 10 beats already, you know, beats that I was gifted with, I was blessed with from, these amazing producers, whatever.
Right.
And I'm listening to them 10 beats. And like even before I write like one single bar to any beat, I'm pretty much like curating the beats, and that's how I curate the tape, which is off the
Mm.
beats first. And I'm like, these 10 beats will sound incredible like together. Like
Right. So
this.
when you arrange them, you would arrange them from what beat flows into what beat the best.
Yeah, 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 exactly, you know what I mean? And what I mean, just kind of like I like to like I like the beats to have like some sort of like, like correlation, but still sound unique. Like not,
Mm.
'cause it's like I don't want to give you like 10 tracks of the same song either, the same beat, just like
Right.
over and over, you know what I mean? Like I like to like it's like I like to like I feel like damn, I feel like a lot of rappers these days aren't making like albums anymore. Like I feel like they're not like taking you like on that ride anymore. They just kind of want to just like they kind of just like stick to like a formula. It's like what they already know, and they just hit you with
Exactly.
like 12 tracks of the same formula, like each track. And I'm
It's
like,
boilerplate. Boilerplate, man.
yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like that's one thing. That's one thing that is like I try to focus on. It's like when I work on my projects, like it's like when I work on my albums, I like I try to I really focus on like sounding different on every record. Just whether it's like a different cadence, a different pocket, different flow. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
I don't want it to like rap the same, for like 40 minutes. You know what I mean? For the audience. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's kind of like how I approach it. You know what I mean? I kind of like you said, I mean, we're like this, we're almost, we're kind of same age, so we come
Right.
from an era where where, and where like albums were different. Like, well, like like every track on the album was unique. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, like back then, like, how back then it used to be like, yo, man, you got to make a girl track, you got to make a club track, you got to make a street anthem, you know what I
Right.
mean? So,
I mean, listen, the best albums from back in the day, you put in the CD player or you listen to on the MP3, and it's like from the first intro to the outro, it's different. Like you said, it's a ride. It really is a roller coaster ride. The best albums are roller coaster rides. You know what I'm saying? Because
it's like an audio adventure, you know what I mean?
right, right. And you know what? You make a good point in the fact that a lot of guys just kind of make the same sounding shit. And it's like my problem with that is like a lot of them are capable of more. So you're just kind of doing this to get it out and not really taking any consideration into the sonics of it, into the as a whole, you know. And I get that too because listen, at the end of the day, when this becomes something that you start to see some money from, and this is the formula that you're seeing, like you said, this is the formula that you're seeing the money from. I understand you trying to repeat it, but the problem is like everybody's doing that. And if you are blessed with enough talent to be able to not do that or do something different and do that at the same time, you should be doing something different and that at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Word, yo. Straight up, yo. That's facts.
For real. Yeah, we're going to get into another track. You let me know which one you want to play. I think we got maybe one or two left, I think we got two left.
What what we got? What we got at the Serato?
So we got I see Eric and Cat final.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, the Catalyst. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you know what? You know what? Let's get into that. I mean, talking about like sounding diverse on different records. You know, what I mean, we could get into the Catalyst. Because that one, what I mean, that was the Catalyst. That's a, what I mean, it's a single that I put out last year.
Mm,
And it's, I would say like maybe, yeah, like maybe close to the day. I think I put that joint out like maybe like last March or last February. But I mean, this was always been, just like a personal favorite of mine. You know, what I mean, just like a personal favorite joint, just cause
let's go.
what I mean, just cause I feel like I feel like after I put this joint out, and I put the video out, I feel like a lot of people took me like a lot more serious. You know what I mean? They were like, oh, you know what I mean? This cat, you know what I mean? Like this cat's serious about this shit. You know what I mean? It was kind of like my statement, like, hey man, I'm not here just for like a good time. You know what I mean? I'm not here just to be here. Like I'm not here
Right.
to be on the scene and be cool and fucking take photos with y'all. Like no, I'm
You
trying
here
to
to
show
work.
niggas, yo, like, yo, I do this rap shit, and I've been doing this rap shit.
Right. Nah, so this was you
Heard
planting the
you.
flag. This was you planting the flag right here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Word up,
Nah, I
word
hear
up.
that. All right, bet. So listen, man, this is the gray area. We got Eric the Red 13 on the show. He blessed us with one exclusive we just played that was a fucking crazy banger. We got another banger for you. Is Eric the Red 13, the catalyst, gray area. Let's go.
Yo, 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 be the red, yo. 13, yo. The fuck, man. Check. Yeah. Lately I've been swimming in a black abyss. I don't do the fashion shit, but I still bag a bitch. Nigga salty like a bag of chips that you wanna pull the magic stick out of my bag of tricks, yo. Check. Or you must be a masochist. Might as well stare at a brick wall. Go ahead and bash your fist. Take it a step further and slash your wrist. While you're coming down from an acid trip, if you ever think you cancerous, niggas get ever mastered this, yo.
Y'all fucking bugging.
The results could be disastrous, yo. Earth shattering. Shell shock, you feel a massive shift. Fuck around and crash your whip. It'll be glamorous. That's tongue in cheek, I'm more of a pacifist.
Word.
Back from the dead like I was Lazarus. All of you niggas asked for this. Caught some wreck and then we passed the spliff. Smoking on amethyst. Take a pull where it'll probably crack your ribs. Gotta blast some of you rabid kids. Fake activists can't reverse the damages. Nigga, we been the catalyst.
Try.
Straight savages. There's nothing after this. This whole shit was written in stone. It wasn't an accident. I'm deep in the chamber, putting a sword in the fucking
We
basilisk,
must pay
yo.
homage to him.
Check. Rat.
Ooh, fire. In and
Let's
out too.
go.
In and out too. That was a little, you know what I'm saying, a little quick piece right there.
Yeah,
Yo, bro. So let me ask you, it seems like, you flourish on like the dark cinematic beats. You know what I'm saying? And then you get real lyrical and like you were talking about introspective. Where did you develop that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Where did you develop your view on life so that you could, you know what I'm saying? So you could write like that because you have a specific pen is what I say. You know what I'm saying?
no, yeah, like it's one of those things where it's like I think we mentioned it earlier, right? Where it's like where it's like a lot of like oversaturation of just like of like the same kind of topics and shit in rap. You know what I mean? Everybody
Right.
talking about it's like murder, murder, kill shit. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like whipping dope, selling drugs and shit like that. You know what I mean? Which which don't get me wrong, bro, obviously we all love that shit. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like we
right.
all
Listen,
like,
it is what it is.
you
You know what I'm
we all
saying?
love that
Right,
shit for sure. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But I would say, you know what I mean? I never, you know what I mean? I would say like when it comes to me personally, right? I would say like I've never, you know what I mean? I've never been like a street nigga. I never claimed to be a street nigga, but I was just like a kid that was like raised in the streets. You know what I mean? But so it's
listen,
like I've
if you was
never.
outside, you was outside. Bottom line,
Yeah,
bottom line.
facts. You know what I
You know
mean?
what I'm
Like, yeah,
saying?
you know what I mean? Like, it's like we was definitely outside and shit. You know what I mean? I was never, you know what I mean? I was lucky enough that what I mean? Like, it's like I never had like touched that shit. You know what I mean?
Right, and I
It's
appreciate
like,
that.
like niggas sold weed, but I wouldn't even count that. You know what I mean? But
Right, right,
you know what I
right,
mean?
right,
That's
right.
yeah, that's what that's whatever shit. But you know what I mean? But it's like so it's one of those things that I mean? I never. You know what I mean? I was always big on like rapping about shit is real to me. You know what I
Right,
mean? It's just like real life shit. You know what I mean? Because
right.
I know
Real talk.
I know it's like artists too. Like I know there's like rappers and MCs too where let's say you know what I mean? Like let's say maybe more like commercial artists where like in their music, they will say, "Yo, I'm saying in the drop, I'm doing all these things, big chain, big diamonds, and you know what I mean." And it's like maybe they won't have it at the time, but maybe they're kind of manifesting it. Whereas like maybe one day like maybe one day they would have those things. You know what I mean? And it's like I understand that, but I've always been an artist. I've always been an MC where I'm kind of just like I'm always like in the moment, what's happening now, what's happening like in real time and shit. You know what I mean? So it's
Nah,
like
for sure.
I was, you know what I mean? So that like it's like one thing about my music that you know like that you'll notice is that, it's all like everything is real. Everything is like, everything is legit. Everything is like 1000%. It's like nothing like fabricated, nothing like.
I definitely get authentic from it. When I watch the videos, when I hear the music, when I listen to you talk, I get, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no gimmick here. This is you guys are a group of artists, and like you said, you have a common goal, and all of you are working in your unique way towards that common goal. And I can hear it and I can see it. So yeah, nah. I agree with you, bro. Shit is fire though. I just had to let you know. Shit
Oh
is
no,
fire.
yeah, bro. Like even on the last joint, like even on the like on the joint that we played, prior to the Catalyst, like on Chaos Theory, like it's like I'm thinking about like what I said on my verse now, and I was kind of talking about like, yo, I was kind of talking about like when my grandmother
Yep.
passed away last year, rest in peace, and kind of
Rest
just
in
like where my
peace.
head was at, and and it's like kind of just like, yo, like I've been through the worst, like you can't kill me because I've been through the worst, like I've seen my grandmother in the hospital, on her final week, like,
Right.
and you know what I mean, and that shit that like I wouldn't wish on nobody, you know what I mean. That's kind of what I'm talking about, like in the verse, you know what I mean. So it's kind of like, so it's always, it's always just like real shit that's happening, it's just like real life shit.
Right. And that makes the best music, man. That always makes the best music, you know what I'm saying? So,
Definitely, because like it's like, you know what it is? It's like if you don't, if the artist is not convincing in what they're conveying in the message, like if they're not convinced, like if they don't believe it themselves, you know what I mean, then it's
Right.
like your audience is not gonna believe it either. Like
You can
like
hear it when
like
they don't believe it. You could
yeah, you know
tell.
what I mean? Yeah, yeah. Like you could tell like when they're not convinced, you know what I mean? Like you gotta sound, but it's like not, because it's like rap is so nuanced, because it's like not only in the message, but even like the way you say it, like your cadence, your pitch, all that, like your pocket, like, it's like you got to sound like convincing to your audience.
right, right. Nah, yeah. I hear that 100%, man. It's it's a strange road that we walk being, independent artists during this age of any genre, really of any genre, you know what I'm saying? It's just you have to balance a tightrope of the internet, which is not real, and then your regular life, and then all in the middle of that, you got to make sure that the art that you're trying to convey is the best it could be. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's definitely it's a juggle. It's a constant juggle, and yeah,
And
man.
it's like, and I was gonna mention too, what I mean, like there's something, what I mean, like it's something for everybody out there, what I mean. I feel like it's what makes it beautiful, what I mean. It's like it's such a huge palette, it's something for everybody out there, what I mean. Like there's, because like I said, what I mean, like if like you may not, like let's say, you as a consumer, it's like you want to listen to more of that, like it's like you want to hear more of that like murder, murder, kill shit, like, right? Like, it's like you want to hear like more of that Griselda shit. You know what I mean? There's definitely like shit out there for that. But then but it's like it's like you don't want to hear that like all the time either. You know what I mean? So it's like, what I mean, like
Right.
sometimes you want to hear like something a little more. Like let's say, you as a consumer, it's like you want to hear more of that like murder, murder, kill shit, like, right? Like, it's like you want to hear like more of that Griselda shit. You know what I mean? There's definitely like shit out there for that. But it's like, it's like you don't want to hear that like all the time either. You know what I mean? So it's like, what I mean, like
Right.
sometimes you want to hear like something a little more, what I mean, like a little more
Nah, for
conscious or
sure.
whatever. You know what I mean? So
So can you speak to? Do you notice? My fault to cut you off. Do you notice that with the kind of resurgence of hip hop as a whole, do you notice that people are more receptive to different kinds of hip hop in the last couple years than they have been? Because just a couple years ago, people weren't too receptive to anything except for this certain type of music, and it seems like people have, you know, broadened their horizons in the last couple years. Would you agree with that?
oh yeah, for sure, yeah. No, yeah, like 1000%. I mean,
Right.
I feel like, it's weird and shit because like I be talking about this like all the time with the homies, right? I'll be telling them, yo, I feel like like I feel like what makes like what makes like like let's say like the underground scene, right? Like let's say the underground scene like here on the East Coast, right? Like New York, New Jersey, right? I feel like the reason why like it's so amazing right now and it's so beautiful uh, and it's so popping right now and it's thriving is because like all the like nerdy hip hop like purists, they kind of like came together with like the street hip hop dudes and it kind of
Right.
cultivated into all this now. Like it's so weird this shit because you got like all the kids, like all the people that were fans of like Jay Dilla, right? Like MF Doom, of like Black Star, of all the Lupe Fiasco, like the more
Right.
like nerdy hip hop shit, right? And then it kind of like fused together with like motherfuckers that love like Locks and love Dipset and love Griselda and shit, So it's like so I feel like the sound right now is so beautiful because it's like it's a mix of all that because you got a lot of producers that like grew up on like Jay Dilla and like Madlib, and they
Hmm.
like
That's real
and
talk.
they were like inspired off that. But then at the same time, you got like all of us, like all of us could say that we all love like the Locks. We all acknowledge the Locks and shit, at the same time, like on the same
Right.
spectrum and shit. It's weird, you know what I mean? So
It's
I feel
definitely
like
right.
because of that, yeah, man. I feel like because of that, like I feel like it's in such a great space right now, you know what I mean? Because you could be like diverse, you could be different, you know what I mean? Like I'll go to like a hip hop show right now, you know what I mean? Like an underground show, like let's say in Brooklyn, and like the first act, he could be on some we was on the block whipping dope and shit, and then the dude right after him could be on some like like lyrical miracle lyrical shit, you know what I mean? I think it's dope, like it's a beautiful thing to me.
Nah, for real. I will concur and say that yeah, like I was saying before, it's more people are more accepting to everything, to the spectrum that is hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And you know where that is very prevalent to me, and I didn't realize it at a lot of these shows that are just beat sets, like that just have producers come out. That's when you're really gonna get to see the spectrum of hip hop being made. Because like you said before, to reference back to one of your earlier points, um, it's the beat. You know what I'm saying? We really start as artists, we start with the beat. And I've said it before on the show. Without the beat, what we do is just spoken word. You know what I'm saying? So it really is the beat. So I just realized it this year, matter of fact. Um, Shout out to Davino for throwing the one where I met you guys at. Matter of fact, that first show was a beat set show. And shout out to Trent Taylor for inviting me to the Donut Lounge a couple months ago. But yeah, the two beat shows that I went to this year, I realized that number one, the diversity, and number two, it's like you said, like it's getting old just watching dudes rap, right? So the real energy that's like touchable energy, that's like tangible energy that you'll get at a live show comes from these beat set shows. That's where it's at these days. You know what I'm saying? Shit is
But that's big
crazy,
facts.
bro.
No, yeah, that's true, man. That's another thing too that like I mean they didn't like when I was making music in like 2018, 2017, 2016, like ain't nobody was doing beat sets like that. You know what I mean? So that's
Right.
another thing. Like it's like another new element that I've been seeing now that I also fell in love with too. I'm like, yo, I feel like, but it's amazing to see that because I always, 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 always felt like the producers never really got their just due, man.
Right.
Like when it comes to like hip hop, and like hip hop production, I feel like it was always like so much focus on the rapper all the time and the artist, you know what I mean? When really, like when really like, like how you said, it's the producer who kind of like makes that thread, who kind of like sets the tone, and I feel like they're finally getting like, like their like, like their moment to shine and they're getting it just do now at these shows, at these events where I mean they're doing beat sets now, and they're getting like on the cards on the flyers, what I mean, like they're getting like the same recognition, if not even more recognition than than the rapper acts on the card too, you know what I mean? So
Listen, I was just gonna say, I've seen I've seen the shows be packed for the beat sets. Packed. Like, yo, listen, wall to wall packed, bro. But then when the rapper goes on, you can see the people who just showed up for the beats. And I'm only talking about it because, like you were saying, I've never seen that before. It wasn't like that. Things are changing and things are evolving so much that it was never like that. But it is a great thing to see because that's one of the main things. That's one of the main reasons why we started this podcast, was to get the producers that we work with and the producers that we admire, get them on here and get them to be able to platform, what they do, because they don't get enough shine. But listen, it's coming full circle because there's definitely a grassroots kind of energy that's going on in the city, in Jersey, I'm sure in Pennsylvania and shit like that. Like, yeah, and I appreciate it, man. Shout out to all the producers, tri-state, nationwide, globally. You already know.
Word up.
So listen, we got one last joint. This is Eric the Red and Kai. I think this shit is blow. This shit says.
Oh yeah. So so this joint right here, this is this is like another single that, like I put out, in this past year, featuring my bro Key, Kibo Hiti. He was
Kibo
on the
Hiti. Kibo Hiti. I gotta get his name right. All right. Shout out to him, bro. Real talk.
word. Shout out my brother, man. Seven Tribes. This was I give, I decided to, like load up this record because, this was the joint that this was like the first like official joint that I worked on with my brother Key.
Mm,
Like pretty much when I came back outside again. And I have to, I have to just give him, like honestly, I have to just like give him his flowers because if it wasn't for Key, like kind of just like taking me back under his wing again and under his guidance, because he's because like he never stopped making music. Like he's always ever since we like started
right.
Seven Tribes like 12 years ago, he's just been like nonstop, like like consistent with the music. So he was able to grow and adapt with, with everything that we mentioned before, like how it changed. So,
Right.
when I, like when I tapped in with him again and we got cool again, and like he kind of took me under his wing, and if it was like honestly, I could say that like he was extremely like very instrumental in and getting my name back out there now, and and like making
That's
some noise
dope,
again,
man.
because yeah, like if it wasn't for him, like he was putting me on game, with
Right.
even with uploading music onto streaming, like I never even heard of a distro kid, none of that, but like he put me onto, he pretty much just like showed me the book, and like he put me onto everything. So
He wants
this,
to see you
the
win.
yeah, most definitely, you know what I mean.
Right.
But but I had to show him that I was serious first, you know what I mean. So when he
Nah, I
saw
hear
that
that.
I was, yeah, like when my brother saw that I was really about it, you know what I mean. He was like, "Bet, let's do this." So, this joint right here is called Napalm, and this is kind of like the joint that like set it off, you know what I mean. And it kind of just like re-sparked our partnership between me and Kibo.
That's fire. This is the gray area. MOD Guru Dane. We got Eric the Red 13 here. He blessed us with a bunch of different fire ass tracks. This is the last one we're gonna play of the night. This is Eric the Red 13 and Kibo Hiti, Napalm. Let's go. Gray area.
Fuck, yeah. Digital Sense. 13. What up, O's? Yeah. Check. Yeah. Check. Yeah. Crash landed in a Plymouth Rock. Like motherfuck these fish and docks, lick a shot. Put up your cannons and whiskey, lick a shot. Niggas is pirates, they finna split your tie. Ain't no drill violent, don't stir the kitchen pie. Yeah. Shorty had a twist the knot. Laser beam rappers be ducking, I call that dip and dives. Ain't about action, you rather sit and watch. My dogs be hungry, waiting for shit to pop. Spotted them niggas just like some chicken pox. Been the block, so they was flocking up in the chicken spot. I heard they hit him with a chicken box. 2-piece cereal scratched off, now that biscuit high. Baby, we just getting high. 6 o'clock, getting in early, we getting different guap. Invested in business and now we flipping stocks. Yeah, clean money, never missed a spot. Leaving them broke, that's how you kill a eye. Let it turn cold just like some big and pie. But we all know it was the prison cop. Both of them brothers, yo, they still missed the lie. Yeah. Man, y'all really missed the lie. Shit still weighing heavy just like a cinder block. M. Night Shyamalan, niggas missed the plot. They all cowards just like your sister's pops. Hang them widows like they some Christmas socks. Listen, I heard they was talking like they was Mrs. Potts. Me, I'm minding my business while sitting in the drive. Speed racer when he ripped the mob. Had a decline, shut out the wicked sky. I just can't find the time like it's a missing watch. Me and O snuck through the bag and fucking picked the lies. Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go,
That's the
bro.
whole vibe right now.
Every
Yes, sir.
single
Yes,
track,
sir.
bro. Every single track, man. I'll tell you this. I'm taking all of these things, and it's crazy because there's so many byproducts of this show, right? Like we meet dope artists, we make links, we work with dope artists, and it's like now for me personally, now I'm making a playlist of all the dope ass artists and producers that been on here that sent me music to run through the show. Now I listen to all this shit on my off time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro. Before we wrap it up, bro, before we wrap it up, I just want you to give any advice to an artist who, because I remember you said, you know, you gave up music or you took a hiatus for 5 years. Any advice you would have for an artist who is coming off of a hiatus, going into a hiatus, or is thinking about a hiatus from creating?
No, yeah, 1000%, man. You know, I mean, honestly, I would say, yo, never, 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 never stop doing what you love, man. Like in this world, like never, like it doesn't matter if you getting paid for it or not. It doesn't matter if you feel like you're just like spinning, if you're kind of just like spinning your wheels with it. Just it's extremely important that you just keep doing your passion, like for your mental, man, because it's, what I mean, like, we, as artists, as like creators, like we were put on here to create. Is what we do, you know what I mean? So it's very important. And also, I was gonna say too, like at the end of the day, you just gotta believe in yourself, man, because like it sounds so cliche and corny, I know, man, but yo,
It's true though.
like it's like it goes hand in hand with what we were saying earlier about sounding convincing. Like if you don't believe in yourself, like if you don't have that confidence, it's not, it's the one thing that you gotta have is just confidence. You know what I mean? Like you just gotta like believe in yourself because nobody, like it's like nobody's gonna like root for somebody who doesn't really believe in themselves. You know what I mean?
If it's not cooking, if you don't believe it's cooking, I can't believe for you. Hey, it's your dream. So fundamentally, if you don't got it together and you don't feel it, I can't feel it for you. Nobody else will, man. So that was good advice. Real talk.
1000%, 1000%. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
for
If you're
real.
not, like if you're not doing it with love, like if you're doing it just to do it, if you're doing it just because it's cool and just for clout and just because it's like you want to take pictures and you want to stand next to other rappers and look cool and all that, man, then it's not really like it's like the shit is gonna collapse for you, man, because you're not doing it from a place out of love, like from a real place out of passion. You know what I mean? Just
Hmm.
I've always been like a student of the game. I've always loved hip hop, man, for all my life, man. So it's like all this is just it's just like out of love for hip hop, man. At the end of the day, out of love
Nah,
for
I hear
this,
that.
out of love for this culture.
Right, and genuinely wanting to see better things and better days for the culture. Nah, I hear you 100%. Listen, man, this is the gray area. It's been a great conversation, man. We had Eric the Red 13, man. We appreciate you stopping by, bro. I know, life is busy and family and work and bills and all of that. And then on top of that, creating. So we really do appreciate you taking the time out, man. We gotta work. We gotta work. We gotta link up and cook up and you
Oh
know
no,
what I'm
yeah, one
saying?
thousand percent. No, yeah, no, no. It's funny because I was talking. I remember like one time I was talking with my bro's Action, and my bro Os about, yo, we got to work with Muggs, yo. He fucking ill, bro. He
Yo,
got it,
bro,
bro.
I'm trying to fuck with y'all niggas real talk and Guru too, bro. Like it gotta be something. Nah, yeah, because bro, yeah, I really appreciate what you guys got going on. And yeah, man, like um I'm from New York my whole life. My father's family's from Camden. My wife is from New Jersey. Two of my kids were born in New Jersey. No, shit, three of my kids was born. Three of my kids was born in New Jersey. Now that I think about it, and yeah, bro, like I just I really appreciate what you got going on, and I got tri-state pride. You know what I'm saying? Like I got tri-state pride. Like it's crazy because it's like they say that you'll find a New York nigga anywhere in the world, but the way it really works is you'll find a New York nigga, a New Jersey nigga, or a Pennsylvania nigga anywhere in the world. You'll find a tri-state nigga anywhere in the world. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, I got tri-state pride and I fuck with the movement that y'all guys got going on. It's authentic hip hop and it's just like it's something special, man. And yeah, bro, we just appreciate you stopping by and blessing us and with the wisdom and the dope convo. We definitely got to have you back. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you more about other plans that we have for the show and shit like that. But yeah, we definitely got to have you back, man. And listen, bro, we appreciate you. Real quick, for anybody listening, let them know where they could find you and anything you want to plug or promo before we get up out of here.
For sure, bro. You know what I mean? I go by Yarit the Red 13. You know what I mean? You can find me, on the socials, you know what I mean? Under Eric the Red 13. You can find me I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, I'm on YouTube, all that. It's like real quick before we slide out of here, I just wanted to give just a quick shout out to some of my peoples, man. I want to give a shout out to my brothers over at Seven Tribes. I want to shout out, a few of the homies that we already mentioned, Action Figure, Old Wolverine. I want to shout out my brothers over at Astro Studios for holding us down. Lethal, War Ready, I see ya. Shout out my brothers on Scenario and Avid, you know what I mean? And yeah, you know what I mean? And bro, I had so much fun on the show today, man. And hopefully on the next show, I should have that secret, that secret project. It should already,
Let's go. And I want to
that
update
should
on twins. And
that
I want
should
to
be
update
it,
on twins.
yeah, it should already. I'm assuming by the time I come back, that will be unleashed to the world. So, I'll definitely have something to talk about for the next show for sure.
Let's go, my brother. Yo, listen, this is the gray area. MOD, Guru Dane. Life is not lived in black and white, it is lived in the gray. Eric the Red 13, we appreciate you, brother. Peace.
Yo, I appreciate y'all, man. Peace, yo.